I'm just sat listening to the birds, and I don't think there's a more wonderful sound than the birds when you have like multiple different types of birds singing. So peaceful. And I find the woods to be a very safe place. I think a lot of people have fear around the woods, mostly from, unfortunately, like horror films, I would say. But for me, there's nothing more peaceful than just being in the woods, and I wish I lived here, pretty much. I've been thinking a lot about a variety of things, and I'm always somebody who's seeking in life self-improvement and ways to be happier and to feel more content and just to live a better life for myself that's focused on my needs and wants and desires. But I also understand the importance of giving out to the world, having a place in the world, and feeling like you're giving something back, basically. Like your life is, I don't want to say important, but you're doing something with your life, because why not if you're here? I know not everyone feels the same as me, but this is the way I feel. I've recently been studying a lot of different things, and witchcraft is one of the things that I've been studying a lot. Fairies and nature spirits and magic have helped me daily in my life so far. And the other thing that I've been really reading into and learning a lot about is Stoicism, and it's something that previously I'd actually dismissed as, I believe that it was just not showing emotion, and it was not allowing yourself to feel your emotions. And what I've come to realise is that isn't necessarily true. In fact, it's not true. And there's aspects of Stoicism that you can place into your life. It's like a philosophy that you can live by, rather than like the noun, a stoic, I guess. It's, you don't have to just carry the label, you're a stoic. Some people might see people who are stoics as people who don't really show emotion much, but Stoicism, the philosophy, is deep-rooted in, I think it came from ancient times anyway. I want to say ancient Greece. There's a few different routes for its origin, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to talk about them all. But I do know that Stoicism has been helping me in my life recently. Two things in particular is the dichotomy of control, which is basically acknowledging that there's some things in your life that you have no control over, sort of like events that may happen to you, and I've been one to really struggle with these things. And it's teaching me a lot, and it's allowing me to feel through what I'm feeling, but also having an outward perspective and taking lessons from what's happening and trying to see everything as happening for me as like an opportunity. And then the other part of the dichotomy of control is seeing things as seeing the things that you can change and taking effort to change them, and to better your life, and not just to do it all of a sudden. Like Stoicism is a practice that takes many years to build up, and I'm seeing very small positive effects pretty soon on from doing it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's going to benefit my life in many years to come. The other, it's not, the other thing, shall we say, that I've really taken from Stoicism, and I'm only just starting the practices, there's a lot more than the ones that I'm sharing, but is memento mori. And this basically is, I think it's a Latin phrase, and it means to remember you must die. Memento mori, remember you must die. And so every day I take some time to contemplate death. And I feel like in the past it's something that I've dismissed, or that other people have dismissed, because it's something we can't control. It's something that's devastating. When we lose people, or the thought that we're going to die ourselves, it's devastating. But what actually happens is it gives you an enormous gratitude for life, and it makes you reach out and start taking action on your goals. And it's done nothing but positive things for me. The kind of way that I do it is maybe through like negative visualization, thinking about the fact that I'm going to die, and that people around me are going to die, and it really puts things into perspective in my life. It makes me really appreciate every moment that I have, and it's something that I'm very, very grateful to have discovered, and it's become part of my philosophy, part of my way of life now. These two aspects. I think memento mori is probably the one that makes me feel sorry, I'm just watching a spider. It makes me feel really humble, and the one that makes me, I know it's hard to explain. It makes me feel really, really good. It's had the biggest benefit on my life, maybe than any other kind of self-improvement. I don't really like to say that term, but self-improvement thing that I've done in my life. It's definitely one of the best, so I really recommend it. I feel that in the past, before I kind of stepped into my craft and this way of life that I'm living now, I definitely tried not to think about death as much as I could. I thought of it as to be something very morbid and not very nice to think about, and why would I want to think about that? And I tried to push it away. I tried to forget that we die. I didn't want to worry about death, so I just didn't think about it. But you can think about death and not do it in an anxious, worrying kind of way. And you can have death motivate you, but not in that kind of way. Not in a way that you're just so worried that it's going to happen, but in a way that inspires you to take action, because it is the fact of life. It is a fact of life that we all share, that we are all going to die. And, you know, it's helped me accept death in other realms, not realms, but in different aspects, such as the circle of life, for example, or what's going on in the world right now with coronavirus, and things within myself that I have to let go, and I need to, things that need to die in my life in order for me to get to a better place, or, you know, say like stepping away from certain friendships if they're not serving you, or beliefs that you had, stuff like that. So I find that is really, really powerful and helpful to me. And the thing was that when I heard about Stoicism, I was very set in my way, that I live this sort of like place from where I feel, what would I call it? The witch's way of life, should we say? So I try to put intention into so many aspects of my life. I live a very life very connected to nature, and I live life intuitively with my feelings at the front of everything that I do. And so it was very hard for me to open up to Stoicism, because I was like, surely this is just me ignoring and suppressing my emotions, and that is totally not what Stoicism is. From what I've learned, it's a practice and it's a philosophy. It's, you know, deep rooted, and it's helped so many people in their lives. But it's not just something to help yourself deal with things in life, it's something to help you get to where you want to in your life. And so I'm going to continue practicing Stoicism, learning more about it, studying it. Somebody who I was following, who I learned a lot about Stoicism through, is Andrew Kirby. He's on YouTube. His Memento Mori video is exceptionally good. I'd really highly recommend it. It really motivated me, and yeah, I just thought that being a witch, how could I implement this other philosophy, as if it limited me or something. And I realised that, you know, there are no real limits in life. There are to some degree, I guess. But if you follow one way of life, there's no reason why you can't take aspects of another way of life. And I think philosophy is a really great way to live. And you can live it alongside your religion or your own belief system. And I think that's really great as well. And if anything, it will help you in your practice, in your craft. It motivated me to actually take more action in my craft. It motivated me to be more creative and spend more time creating things. It's helped me not to judge the way that I look so much. It's helped me not to judge my art and creations, and come from more of a neutral space, which is really, really powerful. It's like there's no reason to make everything really positive all the time. You can actually come from a more neutral place, and that can be really empowering. And yeah, I've been learning a lot, and I just wanted to share it because I thought maybe somebody out there is lost and looking for a way forward, and Stoicism is definitely like a way to get out of a rut or take back some control in your life, as much as being a witch is. You know, the witchy way of life, as I previously said, is a very powerful way to live, and yeah, it's just changed so much of my life in a positive way. And I just put intention into so much of what I do now that it feels like I have more control in my life. But at the same time, I am practicing releasing and letting go, and yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something from it, and I see you again in the next one.